Hits 1055. That was Blind Melon with No Rain. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is having a terrific Thursday morning. Living United with United Way President Scott Barr is brought to us by Allison's Custom Jewelry. However, we have a special guest. It's Amy West from United Way. How are you?
Oh, special guest.
It
Well,
is.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And happy birthday to you today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's a good day. It's Tracy's
is.
birthday. The sun's shining.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, listen. We had the United Way had their campaign kickoff last Thursday, which was exciting at the Palazzo. And we always like to thank all the community members who come together and join us for that activity and that luncheon. And we had a great turnout for that. We want to also, thank all our partner agencies who are out there doing the boots on the ground work every day. And of course, our pace setters. We set a record this year, a record-breaking amount of $333,000 this year before we kicked off our campaign last Thursday. So that's pretty exciting. And we also want to, of course, thank all of our campaign leaders who get out there and really make it happen and bring it all together. And of course, our theme this year is because of you, and none of this would happen if it wasn't for all of our donors out there. And of course, if you're not already part of a company campaign, you can text Shelby to 404-0303 to donate today. Today, we're pretty excited. We do have our Executive Director of Workforce Partnership here with us today, Deb McDermott. She's going to talk a little bit about kind of what Workforce Partnership does and, of course, what they have coming up next week, which is the Career Exploration Academy next Thursday and Friday. Welcome, Deb.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Happy birthday, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm excited to be here this morning. Workforce Partnership, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We are privately funded by private industry. Not privately funded, we are funded by private industry. We represent about 50 different companies here in Shelby County. And our mission is to connect education students to community careers. So we focus on workforce readiness skills and also just exploring what employers are doing business here in Shelby County and what career opportunities exist for these students after high school or college. Do you want me to share a little bit about Career Exploration Academy first?
That would be great.
All right. So next week we will be holding the next Career Exploration Academy. This is the 8th year for this activity, and it has been funded through the United Way for every year as a special projects grant. So we are very appreciative of the United Way for doing that. This event is really fun. It brings together the employers and the students at the Shelby County Fairgrounds. And what happens is we have 12 school districts this year participating. We have about 1,000 students from grades 8 through 12 that will be coming to the event. And the purpose is to give the kids a chance to travel to 5 different stations and learn about those companies, and then to do some sort of interactive hands-on activity.
So you talked a little bit about some of the companies that may be there, and maybe let's talk about a little bit about what are some of the things that kids have done in the past and what they might be doing this year. I know I've been out there before, and I don't think there's anything that can beat the hands-on things that they are doing when they're out there. I think that just really opens their eyes to what they can do in this community and what career they have options to do. So let's talk a little bit about those companies that are there, and if there's any new ones this year as well.
Okay, so we have, let me see here, we have 28 different employers who will be participating this year, sponsoring 37 different career options. And it ranges from anything from manufacturing, engineering, to construction, skilled trade careers. We have healthcare, nursing, radiology, athletic training. We have transportation, mechanics, auto diesel techs. And then we also have been including our community supporters. So the city of Sydney, they bring the firefighters and the EMTs, they bring the police. They also do wastewater. And then this year we also have the Midwest Regional Educational Center bringing education careers, and that was because we heard a lot of students saying we'd like to learn more about education careers. We also have Shelby County DD who comes and brings a booth now, and We also will have the Upper Valley Career Center there, and we also will have Edison State Community College there. So some of the examples of what they do is these. What I think sets this activity apart from a typical career fair is that lots of times you see kids go to one of those activities and they just kind of run through the halls or the area, and they're picking up information, and they maybe stop and talk a little bit. But there's not really intentional one-on-one. So this event is very intentional. The students are pre-assigned where they're going based upon their career interests, and they spend about 20 minutes at that booth, I'll call it, and they get to first learn about who they are, what they do, and then they get to try something that is related to that company or that career topic. So for example, Ferguson, they bring a bobcat, and the kids get to sit in it and play a little. They don't move it, they don't ride around it, but they can lift the shovel, and they play a little basketball game. When you go through Ferguson booth, they're learning how to do cement work, bricklaying. When you go through the Wells Brothers booth, they're building benches. Those benches have been donated to the fairgrounds. They've been donated. I saw some at the Anna Park the other day, and I was somewhere else, and Fort Laramie. I was at the Fall Fest last week, and there's out one of their benches. So the things the students are building are actually being donated back out to the community. I know Ferguson has built playhouses, and they're building one this year that's going to go to Fairlawn schools. So that is a community project there. Airstream, they bring a big board, and the kids get to do a riveter, and they get to learn about how an Airstream is riveted, which is kind of what they're iconic for, Right. So and they make a game of it, so the kids aren't just bored. Like, they have two boards up, and there's one student against the other student, and it's a race. So the employers, what's really cool is they've learned to try to make these activities fun. So the kids get excited, and they leave having tried often something that they've never done. That makes sense?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, thank you so much, Deb, for sharing that. When we come back from our break, we'll talk a little bit more about career exploration, and then, of course, we will talk about the career coach that the United Way has partnered with Workforce Partnership. So we'll do that right after the break, Tracy.
All right. There's going to be more with Amy West and Deb McDermott, but we're going to play Bent by Matchbox 20. This print is so small, and now it's my birthday. I need bifocals. It's 1055. It's 1055. That was Matchbox 20 with Bent. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is having a terrific Thursday morning. In the studio with me right now, I have Amy West from United Way. We're going to talk more about Workforce Partnership. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Tracy. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we have Deb McDermott again, the executive director of Workforce Partnership, in the studio with us, and we're going to continue talking a little bit more about the Career Exploration Academy that is happening next week, Thursday and Friday at the fairgrounds. And Deb's going to share a little bit more information about kind of what goes into all that, what the teacher side of things are, and how the students, 8 through 12, can really focus in on some examples of how they can, stay in our community and work in our community and all the opportunities they have.
Okay, during break, we kind of talked a little bit about what needed to be shared yet. And she mentioned one of the things I do want to mention is the feedback that we've received from the teachers about this event has been very kind, and it's also been very helpful in helping us change things each year. Initially, this event was held in May of the school year, just before they were released for the summer. And some of the feedback we got was, it would be nice to have this event earlier in the year, because as teachers, they're also being exposed to companies and careers that they're maybe not familiar with because they've went to school to be a teacher. And they've been able to not only learn as a teacher how what they teach is related to these careers, but also use these examples in this activity throughout the school year as they work with the students. We do sponsor classrooms, and we sponsor curriculum throughout the entire county for students. So the students beginning in 8th grade are starting to be exposed to what we do and what what our companies here do. So Shelly Barhorst is our programming coordinator. She spends a lot of time with the teachers, coordinating activities into the classroom on top of the career exploration. So speakers coming in, activities coming in, and this is just another piece of that puzzle to consistently be in front of the students and help them understand that whatever they decide they want to do, some want to go to college, some do not. There are incredible career opportunities here in Shelby County, and we hope to attract them and retain them as our next employees.
Yeah, that's great information to share too. A lot of people don't even realize that's going on, and that is great information. Deb, can you tell us a little bit about, why do companies continue to come back and dedicate 2 full days of their employees to this event? And what are some of those companies here in our community?
Oh, we couldn't do it without the companies, and they do keep coming back, and we appreciate it because it is a lot of work on their part. They spend a day setting up, and then they spend 2 days at the fairgrounds, and they're all busy they need staff. So they're taking time out, and the reason they do it is, one, they think it's fun to meet all the students. They're like, it's fun. But it's also important at this age to let those students know who we are and that we are here and ready to hire you if this is the career you want. What was the second question you asked me?
You already mentioned a few of the companies. Maybe you can, just mention.
Okay. I hope I don't miss somebody. I didn't bring a list with me. So I do know we have Wells Brothers, Panel Control Incorporated, Air Handling, Ferguson Construction, Sligo Mechanical. We have Lincoln Electric, Wilson Health, Area Energy and Electric, Plastipac, Airstream, Kirk National Lease, Continental Express, Lockard Incorporated, Detailed Machining, Honda of America, Copeland, and I know I'm missing somebody and I don't want to.
You have any new ones?
I'm glad you said that. New this year. We do have CBT. They are joining us, and they're going to actually have a booth on being a salesperson. And it was actually it was requested quite often by the students. Air Handling, I think this is maybe their second year ever participating, and the last time they did it was a long time ago. So they're going to bring a really fun activity for the students. The Midwest Regional Educational Center, of course, I mentioned that they're new this year, and they're going to focus on what careers exist in education. And if I forgot anybody, I am so sorry.
Well, thank you for that. We appreciate that and look forward to helping out with that, of course, next week as well on Thursday and Friday at the fairgrounds. I want to talk a little bit about, before we move on here, about the career coach with Workforce Partnership, Kelly Edwards, who came on a few years ago, and kind of what that has developed into since that program started.
So the Career Coach program is just a great way, with all the different activities that are going on beginning in 8th grade, to finally have someone to kind of tie that up and help those students who say, I have decided to enter the workforce directly after high school. So that's what the Career Coach does. Her mission, Kelly Edwards serves as that Career Coach position. Her job is to meet with students from across Shelby County schools who have told their counselors or their teachers that we want to go directly into the workforce, or maybe they're saying we don't know yet. We're kind of thinking about college, but we don't know. So what happens is Kelly receives referrals from the school district, sometimes the counselor, sometimes the teacher, sometimes the student or parent themselves. And then she travels throughout the schools and she meets with those students and she provides one-on-one mentoring. She gets to understand a little bit about what they're interested in, what their aptitude is, and what their goals are. And then she has developed relationships with all of our partners, and she often knows when there's opportunities open right then. So she will work with those students to either gain employment during their senior year, maybe the summer before their senior year, during their senior year as a part-time type co-op, and then if at least when they graduate. So I think she's met with this is the 4th year. She's entering the 4th year. So over the last 3 years, almost 300 students have met with Kelly, and our metrics show that about 75 or 76 of them, as of the end of last May, had found employment through that program.
And what does that do for those students?
Yeah, right. So now those students, and the positions they're taking are full-time positions with great wages, health benefits, retirement benefits. education, tuition reimbursement benefits. So it sets them on a path of going from high school right into that career, and it hopefully gives them the chance to get their feet on the ground and just run. Because sometimes when there's a gap in there, as I was a kid once, you can make decisions that change the course of what your life could be. So if you can remove that gap there and you get them right into the workforce, not only can it help them financially, but it just can help them become a better person.
Well, this has been a great collaboration between the United Way and Workforce Partnership, this career coach position, and just making sure that these kids are getting the one-on-one attention that they may not normally get. And then, of course, the expected outcomes would be, of course, earning career wages and benefits immediately after high school and better career matches. So it's been such a great collaboration between United Way and Workforce Partnership. So Tracy, we're just wondering if we'd covered a lot of things, but is there anything we missed that you may have some questions?
Well, I'm on the website, so if you want more information, you can go to workforcepartner.com, and the list of the industries, that's impressive. That's very great. And it's very long. That's very impressive, and it's great that keep getting more companies so that the kids can explore all the options that they have. I think that's wonderful, and I really like this program. So yeah, you can get on that and find out. Parents, you can find out information for your kids. Students, if you're listening, you can get on there too and find out what you need to do. So no, that's great. I love this program. I think it's great. Well, I love all the United Way agencies. All right, well, thank you so much. That was Living United with United Way President Scott Barr, a.k.a. Amy West. Thank you for coming in this morning. Thank you, Deb. It was great to see you. Deb's kids went to Anna. I was their kids' bus driver. Two of our kids graduated together. So, yeah, you got great kids, by the way. I said they were very well behaved on the bus, and she couldn't believe it. Yes, they were two of the best kids because I had the younger two. All right, coming up next, we got our local weather and more music. It's Hits 105.5 WMVR.